Harry Potter, book 2.
So it's safe to say that I'm a huge fucking fan now. And I've only read book 1, saw the first movie. I have not gotten ahead.
She's officially been converted.
So this
Look at her shirt.
all new to me as we go. So I'm just still on book 1. For sure I'm a Slytherin. Took the test.
She
watched
even
the movie.
likes Draco Malfoy.
I do. Like,
I told her, I'm not surprised.
I love and I hate him, but I could see, I could see his hustle. Like.
So this is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is book 2 in the J.K. Rowling series of Harry Potter. This is where my favorite character comes into play, Dobby, the house elf.
Oh, it's Dobby?
Dobby. Like in the English guy, he says Dobby.
Dobby.
It's Dobby.
Okay.
He's a cute little house elf.
Dobby would have been a little cuter though.
No, he's fail. I mean, the way they describe him, he's a little feito house elf. All of them are. They're like
no, but I'm saying
eyed.
his name would have been cuter. Dobby.
Oh, I don't know where she gets these names, bro. Maybe it's an English thing. Porque, like, if it were a Latina writing it, his name would have been like Federico or some shit.
Yeah. Antonio.
Dario, the house elf. We pick up. Harry Potter had gone back home in the last one, right? So it picks up there.
It picks up there, yeah, pretty much. They're off for vacation.
Yeah.
Right, the summer.
So summer is
so
here.
now he's stuck going back home to his
so now he's at the Dursleys for the summer. He's chilling. And he's like just trying to keep it cool, wants to just get to school one piece, doesn't want no problems. And then fucking Dobby shows up, right? And Dobby's like, Harry Potter must not go back to Hogwarts. He's like, some bad shit's gonna go down.
So he's trying to protect him.
So he's trying to protect him. And Uncle's downstairs and Dobby goes and like fucks shit up in front of other people. And they're like super anti-magic and they're like everybody. Dobby fucks shit up, so Uncle Vernon's like, fuck you, kid, you're not going anywhere. He puts fucking bars on his window and is like, fuck you.
Child abuse again.
Locked down. But and then the Weasleys show up, right? Ronald Weasley, his boy, BFF. They fly the dad's car to get his ass. It's a fucking flying Ford Anglia. Super illegal. You're not supposed to fucking do that shit. But obviously,
yeah, because you're not supposed to use magic, right?
No, not at all. But I mean, technically, they're not using magic because the car is magicified or whatever.
Okay, right.
Magicified. That's a word.
Magicified.
Magicified. That's a fucking word.
Side note, our shirts are like really fucking tight.
Oh my god.
Like,
so I ordered children's sizes by accident.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting a regular medium and
I'm
a regular
scared,
extra large.
One of these that's just gonna rip.
But like, if we turn into like rage monsters, we'll rip through these things like the fucking Incredible Hulk. Like,
I can't breathe right now a little bit. I'm totally repping.
I'm gonna keep this shit.
Because
You can tell she's a fucking. What did I say in the last video? She's a fucking Slytherin.
I was.
She took that Pottermore test. Slytherin.
On point.
I know my people, bro. I could have been the Sorting Hat. So they show up and they fucking rip his bars off and they fucking steal Harry Potter. No fuimos. They zoom over to Weasleys. He's like, yay. The mom gets pissed, whatever. And then finally they're going back to school again. Yay, let's go back to school. And when he's gonna try to get onto the platform gets blocked. Like everybody gets through except for him and Ron. And they're like, fuck, what do? They panic like fucking idiots instead of like
so do
waiting
they
for
run
help.
and the wall doesn't...
Yeah, and they just, cataplum, they hit the wall like idiots. But and then instead of like waiting for help, they're like, let's steal the car and go to school. Like, yeah, we're gangsters. We're getting to school in this car. They crash the car, they fuck shit up, Ron breaks his wand. Yeah, dude, it's a hot fucking mess, right? Like the car almost doesn't make it. It crashes into a tree that fucking hits you back called the Whomping Willow. They're idiots, right? So, but they get to school. They don't get suspended and they're all right. But Ron, like his fucking wand, like breaks in half and he's like, fuck. And then so he doesn't want to tell him he needs a wand. He just fucking tries to wrap it with like magic tape and shit. And his wand malfunctions all year long. So they're in school. They didn't get suspended. They're alive. And they're kind of going through the year like, all right, let's see, new adventures, right? Then, of course, as usual, weird shit starts to happen, right? Ba-ba-bum. Turns out, like, there starts, like, these attacks start happening, right? And they're like, what's happening? And people are being, like, frozen, right? They're being petrified. So, like, they just find the people and they're just, like, statues. And they're just, and, like, nobody knows what's doing it to them, how it's happening. And then rumors start circulating that it's the heir of Slytherin that is attacking Muggleborns because he hates Muggleborns and all this shit.
Okay.
So then they
So
find
my
out
people are fucking shit up.
Yeah, your people are always the ones behind the triflingness, right? Yeah, doing la brujeria and shit. Turns out Harry Potter can talk to snakes, right? So they have like this.
In the
exactly at the
first
beginning
one.
of the
Yeah.
thing. But he doesn't know that there's like a word for that. It's called parcel mouth. Parcel mouth. And so they have like this dueling club one day because they're like, oh, you guys should learn how to defend yourselves, whatever. And then like a snake shows up because a kid like threw like fucking, and then a snake shows up and then he like speaks in parcel mouth like, hey, calm down, don't hurt my friend. And everybody's like, this motherfucker speaks parcel mouth. And so everybody starts thinking like, Harry Potter is the heir of Slytherin. He's attacking people. Fuck Harry Potter. And so he's like, fuck man, it's not me. And he's like on the hunt, like trying to find clues, like what's happening, whatever. And he's going through, trying to see what's going down, right? Little detective like he is. Oh, and then there's also this retarded teacher, because he's a big part in this book. His name is Gilderoy Lockhart. And this teacher, like, he makes it sound like he knows everything, right? He's written like 1 million books, makes the students buy 1 million books. But he's super inept. Like, he doesn't know how to do shit. And he's the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. He replaced Quirrell, right? The guy that died at the end last time, right? Yeah,
he's out.
So this guy replaces him, and they're like, how could they replace him with him? And they're like, well, he's the only one that would take the job. He's like, oh, don't worry. It's going to be fine, people, blah, blah, blah. Like, the monster's not a big deal. But it is a big deal. This monster's trying to kill people, but they don't know what it is, right? They just know it's Slytherin's monster. Right? And then one day, Harry Potter, he's like in the bathroom and he finds like this diary. And like, he's like, what is this? And he doesn't know what it is, so he just kind of like is running around with it and blah, blah, blah. And one day he realizes that it's the way you get into the diary is you write in it and then like the ink gets like absorbed.
Okay.
And then like someone answers you back and it's the person that owned the diary, which is Tom Riddle. Right? He's like, Tom, what happened? There's attacks and blah, blah, blah. And Tom's like, oh, I can show you my memory and blah, blah, blah. And Tom Riddle like takes him into the diary and shows him the memory of Hagrid, like releasing like this little monster that he had, because you know Hagrid loves animals and shit. And Hagrid had gotten suspended from Hogwarts, but nobody really knew why he got suspended.
So they explained that in this?
Exactly. So he got suspended. So when they're gonna go and ask Hagrid what the deal is, Hagrid gets arrested. Because they're like, okay, 50 years ago when the chamber was open and somebody died, you were the one that was blamed. So we have to look like we're doing something, so we gotta arrest you. And then Hermione gets attacked. And they're like, oh no.
Oh my God, no.
So she's petrified. And they're all really sad. They're like, we don't know what to do. Fuck Hermione. And then, so they go to visit her one day, and they realize she has a paper in her hand.
So this bitch is still like frozen?
And yeah, everybody's frozen. Turns out Hermione had figured out all the clues that they had been finding. So the reason they couldn't find the monster is because it was traveling through the pipes of the school. The reason nobody had died yet was because everybody had seen the monster through a reflection. So unless you directly look at the monster, you won't die.
Can't die.
So Moaning Myrtle, she's a ghost that haunts the girls' bathroom. He realizes that Moaning Myrtle is the girl that died 50 years ago because of the
So she's just
basilisk.
there like haunting.
So he's like, oh shit. So he's like, bitch, give me some answers. What do you remember? Turns out that the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is right there by where Moaning Myrtle is.
So it's in the bathroom.
So he says like some parcel mouth and all that shit. Bathroom opens up and down he goes. He took Professor Lockhart with him and Ron, because Professor Lockhart had been talking shit all year about, oh, I can do it and I can, oh, I've always wanted free reign. And
now it's like,
so they're like, oh, now we're gonna go and fucking do shit, because he was trying to run away. Like, oh, fuck this.
Fucker's gonna fuck it up.
Not really. He ends up getting fucked in the end. I feel really bad for him, kind of. Yeah, so they go
Pero
down.
eso le pasa por hablar.
Exactly, no. So they go down.
Story.
And Professor Lockhart is shitting himself. So he takes Ron's wand away, right? And he's like, I didn't really do any of this shit. He's like, but I'm great at memory charms. So he knows how to like fuck up people's memories.
Okay.
So he's really taken other people's research, made it his own. So he
and
looks
then
like
they
he
don't
knows
know
it,
that
and
they
they don't
took
remember
it,
any
so
of
they
this
can't
shit.
claim it.
Exactly, because he
fucking
just
piece of
wanted to be a
shit.
famous fucker. What is it?
Oh, fuck
So then Lockhart is like, aha! He takes Ron's wand, which is fucking broken.
Right.
And he's gonna obliviate them. Obliviate! And that shit backfires because his wand is broken and he fucking destroys his own memory and causes like an avalanche.
Oh my god.
Right? So there's an avalanche down in the Chamber of Secrets. Ron is on one side with fucking Lockhart, which now is like retarded and his brain is like addled. And Harry's on the other side. Of course, he has to face all the danger alone. So he goes down into the dungeon, into the fucking Chamber of Secrets, right? And Jenny is there, Ron's youngest sister. Turns out that she had the fucking diary the whole year. I know, this is like a long pause, like, what? So the diary was actually like taking her like emotions and getting more powerful because of it.
Oh shit.
So it was like draining her and then it was taking her over. And she was the one that was like attacking people and she didn't even realize it because he was possessing her. Right?
Oh,
Bum, bum, bum. Twist, Andy. And then Harry Potter's like, oh my god, Jenny, please don't be dead. And then a dude shows up and the dude's like, Harry Potter. And he's like, what the fuck? It's like this young dude. It's Tom.
Oh shit.
And he's like, fuck are you doing here, Tom?
Yeah,
he's like, Tom, let's get help. He's like, Jenny's dying. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck Jenny. I'm coming back to life. And then
So that was the plan the whole time.
Tom is like, he's like investigating Harry because he wants to know more about him.
Right.
And then he's like, why the fuck are you asking me this shit? He's like, Jenny's dying. We gotta fucking
help her. Yeah.
chop chop. And Tom's like, no, you don't fucking realize, like, I'm not just Tom. He's like, and then he spells like his name, like Tom Marvolo Riddle. And then when you fucking mix up the words, exactly, I am Lord Voldemort.
Oh my
So
god.
he realizes that he is Lord Voldemort and he's basically about to come back to power. And then so of course he's like, fuck, now I gotta fight this fucker again. And he's like, don't worry, my basilisk is gonna come murder you and Jenny's gonna give me all her life energy and I'm just gonna come back. And so Harry's like, fuck, what do I do? And he's like, fuck it, I gotta fucking fight this fucking snake. Then the Dumbledore's Phoenix comes out of nowhere.
This thing.
As the basilisk
Right?
comes, yeah, that's the Phoenix. Phoenix. This is Fox, the Phoenix.
Oh.
He's super cool. So Phoenix comes out of nowhere, claws out the eyes of the fucking snake.
Damn.
The basilisk is now blind. And which is good because if you look into the eyes of the basilisk,
Right,
you die.
you die.
So Harry's like, oh no, I'm gonna die. He doesn't die yet. And then the bird also brings like the sorting hat with him. And he's like, the fuck am I gonna do with this hat? And Tom's like, haha, this bird brought you a hat, you're fucked. Turns out that you, like a true Gryffindor, can pull the sword of Gryffindor out of the hat.
Oh shit.
So this motherfucker's like ka-ching, like Zelda and shit with a fucking sword in his hand. Fucking is like, now I'm gonna fuck up this snake, fights the snake, stabs the snake through the mouth, murders the snake. Not before he gets stabbed in the arm by the basilisk. Turns out, Fox, the Phoenix tears are the only cure for basilisk venom.
So he starts crying.
So he cries and he fucking saves Harry Potter. He's like, yay, I'm not dead. Tom Riddle's like, you're gonna die. And he's like, nuh-uh. Takes the basilisk fang that had stabbed him and he stabs the fucking diary. And Tom Riddle dies. And the
for now.
and it starts like, plah, plah, plah. So, but that's not the end. So yeah, he murders the basilisk, he saves Jenny, yay! But my favorite part of the book is all the way at the end. Draco Malfoy's dad shows up. Turns out Malfoy's dad was the one that slipped the diary into Jenny's cauldron, which is buying her books, because he's a dick. He's just as evil as his little fucking son. And so Malfoy shows up and he's like, oh, I heard that somebody got taken. And they're like, no, they were rescued, it's all good. And he's like, oh, fuck, like he's mad.
The plan didn't work.
And Dobby shows up with him. And Harry Potter's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, Dobby is the Malfoy's elf. And the only way to free a house elf is to give them clothes. So if their master gives them clothes, they're free, right? Which they never give them clothes.
So they're
they
naked
wear,
the
like,
whole time?
No, they wear like pillowcases or like a fucking towel or whatever, like random shit from the house, but not clothes, right?
Weird.
It's super weird. And so Malfoy's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. He dips, and then Harry's like, hey, Dumbledore, can I get this diary? He takes the diary, he puts it inside his sock, and then he goes to give it back to Malfoy. He's like, this is yours. And Malfoy's like, ugh. And he gives it to Dobby, and he fucking frees Dobby. Motherfucker.
With a sock and
With
a diary.
a sock and a diary. And Dobby is free. He's like, Dobby is a free house elf. It's really cute. And then that's the end. And then we're at the end again, and he's
it's like,
on the
till we meet
Hogwarts
again.
Express back to the Huge at the
For the
Dursleys.
summer.
Yes.
Also, he has to keep going back to this. Can't he just stay
No.
at Hogwarts?
No.
Why?
Not allowed to. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye. Please leave us comments. Let us know if you hate this shit, if you love it, if you want more.
Yeah, and we'll give you more
If you
or
hate
give you
us.
less. You know.
We're down for
I'll
whatever.
probably give you more no matter what.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, we're gonna go through all of it. I need to know what's happening. I'm too invested now.